Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. It is Sunday the 21st of September and thank you for joining me today. I hope you're all well. So, long time no see. I thought I would do an update on my wonderful, amazing husband Ian. Yes, he is amazing. He really is. I'm so proud of him, extremely proud of him. I really am. So thankful as well. Yeah, so, well, where shall I start? From the beginning. That's a good place, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, so I did an update video last Saturday on the 13th of September explaining that my husband Ian is going to go in for an ERCP procedure for the 15th of September and we'll be going in on the 14th, the day before. So, I've got my trusty notepad at the ready. I've even got Ian's discharge letters. Well, it's like an essay. I have asked Ian for permission to read this and he has given me his permission. So yeah, so all good there. So I've written down little notes, that way then I don't forget anything, because you know what I'm like? I'm a fee forget-me-not. So, 14th of September 2025, received a phone call from the Royal Bolton Hospital, the bed team, stating that they have a bed for Ian on surgical day unit. So they said pack a bag and get him to the hospital. Well, we need more than one bag. We've got his PJs and change of clothes and stuff like that. We've got another bag with his medication and his feed and his flexi containers and feeding tubes. We've also got another bag with his feeder machine called Frida the Feeder. It's a free-go machine, but Ian calls it Frida the Feeder. His tube is called Simon Pegg, if you didn't know. Anyhow, and also another bag, a very important bag, his BiPAP machine, because he has that at night time and also when he has grandad naps. Talking about grandad naps, Ian's having a grandad nap at the moment. So if I have to go, stop filming, go, I will be doing. So yeah, so he's my main priority, but you all understand anyway. So let's calm down, Stephanie. Breathe. Okay, and continue. So, I don't want to forget anything. Anyway, got to the surgical unit and went up to the nurses at the desk and I said, we've got Ian Nutter here. And she says, right, he's on a ward. And I told him about the history of his C. diff that he had back in August. And I also stated that I was allowed to stay with him. So they put him in a side room ward 2. So he's in his own room. They also brought me in a massive big comfy recliner so I could stay over. Very comfy. Anyway, so Ian's blood was taken. They also did a checklist on his height and weight and everything. They put a cannula in his, which hand was it? His right hand. Then an anaesthesia, call it Annie. She came out to check over a consent form with the highs and low risks, what's going on of the ERCP. So Ian was aware of what was going on, if anything, complications or anything. It's just a consent form, so that way then they're covered and all that in case anything happens. So Ian signed it, dated it, and they wanted him to print his name, but he couldn't, so I printed his name for him. They also mentioned about that they were going to sedate him, not give him a GA, a general anaesthetic. But in case the sedation did not work, then they'd go in for the GA. So, if needed. Now, we both slept well, as can be when you're in hospital. On the 15th of September, we met Mr. Varghese. He was the surgeon that did the ERCP procedure. Very nice gentleman. He went through the procedure and everything, what was going to go on and everything. And they asked Ian any questions, and Ian said, "Yep, keep me alive." So yeah, no pressure, eh? No pressure. So Ian was taken up to theatre 11:15. So 2 gentlemen come down from theatre to get Ian all ready, have his gown on and take him upstairs to theatre. I said, can I go in with him? Because, you know, the anaesthesia guy that we met on the, I think it was the 12th of September, he said I could go. Anyway, so they double checked and they said, yeah, you can go. So I went into theatre, obviously not to the actual room, but the room before they take me to the theatre. I thought there was about 6 people in there, a couple of anaesthetic, Annie people, and some other people there as well. And I said, look after him. I said, we're grateful that it's getting done because we've been waiting for such a long time. And yes, I did get emotional because I was leaving Ian with these people that I've never met before, that I trust completely because, the heroes, Anyway, so I gave Ian a kiss, told him to behave himself, and I said I'll see him soon. So, obviously I told him I loved him as well, and he said he loved me back. So I left the room, and so I had a bit of a walk round, got something to eat. I spoke to Ian's sister Pauline. She said, get a bit of chocolate to keep your energy up. I said, I'll probably get some later. Then I went back into the room that Ian was in the surgical unit. And a nurse came to the side room where I was at 12:30. And he said that Ian was in recovery and he was going to be sent to critical care unit about 1 p.m. So I got all Ian's stuff and the nurse helped me. We went upstairs to the critical care unit and I was taken into the relative room to wait for Ian to be all set up and everything. Anyway, I saw a trolley go past, a bed go past, and I knew it was Ian because I saw his BiPAP machine in a bag. Well, the bag was on there anyway because they took the BiPAP machine already set up. So they called me in. Ian was in a side room of his own. It was like a fishbowl. There was no windows, but there was a massive big sliding door, like double sliding door. So when you close them, it blocks out the sound. And if Ian wanted to go to the toilet or have a wash, there's a little light switch and it makes the doors like a fog, like a mist, so no one can look in. I know, it's cool, isn't it? Anyway, when I went in there, Ian was on oxygen. They took some blood from him, another blood test. He had 2 cannulas in his hand, and one of them was sewn in. There was a cannula with the left hand. Yeah, it was in the arterial line. I'll put the word up on the screen, and in his wrist, and it was sewn into his wrist because it's monitoring his blood pressure and his heart. So the bloods came back. His liver function was high, and with his oxygen levels were high as well. So they had to balance everything out before they can discharge him. Anyway, I've written everything down. I'm trying to keep up with everything. So, a couple of days after, Mr. Varghese, the surgeon, came to see Ian, how he was getting on. He said that the procedure went well. They removed quite a lot of stones and sludge. They placed a balloon inside to open up and then make a cut, a good size cut, like a slit, so any future stones can pass through. I said to him, do we get a souvenir, a little keepsake? And he goes, no. Anyway, he said that the surgeon said, Mr. Varghese, or Dr. Varghese, said that these stones looked like popcorn kernels. Now, can you imagine the duct, not duck, quack, but duct, D-U-C-T, and a stone shaped as a size of popcorn kernel getting in. All those getting in, that much pain that Ian was in, it's just, it's awful. So, he's got to repeat his bloods this week to see how his potassium is, because his potassium was low, so he was brought home with medication for that. He just finished it today, actually, because he had to have 2 tablets 3 times a day, so he finished it this morning. And obviously I think they want to check his liver function as well with his bloods. and he was discharged on Thursday, the 18th of September. And they didn't give him a GA in the end. It was they just sedated him. So I asked Ian what his experience was whilst this procedure was going on, and Ian said they laid him half and half, on his side and on his stomach, and after lubricating the tube they placed it into his mouth and down the throat, and they just kept going and going and going. You know, that's what Ian can remember. And he was like, he's trying not to gag. Anyway, the ERCP endoscope length is between 125 to 220 centimetres long. I know. Anyway, so I've got his discharge essay, and I'm going to put the word up on the screen. I'm going to translate it for you, okay, what it means. So he had an ERCP done on the 15th of September. It's a sphincterotomy done. So what that means is, I'll put the word up on the screen. That means it is a surgical procedure that involves a small cut in the internal and sphincter muscle to treat an anal tissue. Then they said that multiple stones were removed, and then he had a occlusion cholangiogram done. I'll put the word up on the screen. That means it's also called a balloon. Balloon is inflated within the bile duct to temporarily block it, and then contrast dye is inserted to visualise the entire duct for any remaining stones or strictures. Now, since this procedure is done now, it's a low percentage now that he'll get pancreatitis. I've been saying pancreatitis, I've been saying it wrong. It's pancreatitis. I broke it down. Well, I asked. So yeah, so anyway, I'm not going to mention a name. And it says rise in liver function, what I said, and obviously new oxygen required. So they had to wean him off the oxygen, and his liver function was improving. And he's got a review by the surgeons with a plan to follow up on SDEC in 1 week's time for bloods done. Because on the 18th it showed that he had low potassium. But he was given medication for that. But yeah, so it was a success, which is good. All the staff were brilliant. The surgical unit ward that we were on to begin with, so quiet, and the nurses were lovely. On the CCU, all the nurses were lovely. All the staff were lovely. Both surgeons were lovely, because there's another guy that came out before Mr. Varghese. And then we had a visitor from Dr. Farrell, who was the consultant that referred Ian for this ERCP done to be done ASAP. So yeah, so that was nice that he popped his head and asked how he was. But yeah, we are so grateful though, really, really are. And Ian's so grateful as well, and I'm so thankful that he's here, because it could have gone either way, and you're not prepared. I don't think we're never prepared, are we? Prepared. I know we're not prepared if it went the either way. I don't know. I mean, what am I trying to say? I don't know what you're trying to say. What are you trying to say? Okay, slow down. If it went the other way, I'm not sure how I'd handle it. But at the back of my mind, I'd have to do my best to handle it, because I got our kids, to sort out and talk to, and be there for them, and I know they'd be there for me, but it's just, yeah. But I'm thankful that it didn't go that, the other way. I really, really am. So touch wood, yeah. So yeah. I just want to say thank you for all your prayers and well wishes from last Saturday's video. I know I didn't reply, but I did give a thumbs up and a little love heart. But I wanted to say thank you now. So thank you. Really, we really do appreciate it. Really do. We love you all. We really do, and we can't thank you enough. You've been so supportive this year, and especially last year, because last year was just, yeah, it was just awful last year, you know, with Ian in hospital 4 times and then my sister passing away. It was just, yeah, like an avalanche, you know. But I'm hoping everything is settled now. He's had this ERCP. But yeah, he's a little bit coughy and all that. He's just settling back in now, you know. We're just trying to ease our way back in, back to our norm. Whatever our norm is. We're not normal. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I am grateful. Really am grateful. So yeah, I thought I'd do a little update for you lovely lot. Yeah, I'm going to have a swig of my drink. Oh. Oh, excuse me. Now, I did weigh last Tuesday, but there will be a double weigh-in this week. So yeah, so I'm not going to do it now. But yeah, I've done my best to food optimise, and with what's gone on and everything, it's you know yourself, you know, when you're going through a lot of stuff, you know, you're just trying to focus on the more important things, you know, than your journeys, if you know what I mean. You know, I mean, I didn't diss my journey altogether, but I just wanted my whole 100% concentration was on Ian, you know, and it always is on Ian, you know. He's my first main priority, you know. So I always put him first, no matter what. So I'm proud of Kella Marie as well. She's a trooper. She really is. She was obviously, while I was in hospital with her dad, she was doing the best, you know, taking care of herself, and obviously she's 25 next month. So yeah, so she's a good girl. She really is. I didn't stay in CCU. I wasn't allowed to. But I know he was in safe hands. So I think after the surgery, the 15th, he didn't get to sleep. He didn't sleep at all, bless him. And I think it was the Tuesday they put him on the BiPAP machine, which is theirs, because they got the oxygen built in with theirs. We haven't got an oxygen device built in Ian's one. Anyway, so he slept not too bad, on and off. But then afterwards, we put him on his own BiPAP machine, and he slept better. And then when we got him home, yeah, snug as a bug. You can't beat your own bed, can you? No, you can't. So yeah, so but Ian's all right. He's doing all right. What time is it now? It's 2:20. He wants me to wake him up at about 4:30, bless him. So yeah, so you can have a brew then. Oh, I'll tell you, the nurses on CCU, they were making his brew perfectly, because Ian has a builder's brew. You know, 1 sugar, milk, obviously water tea bag, has to be PG tips, and a little smidge of milk. That's it. It's got to be darker the better. Yeah, so, and some of the nurses got it spot on. So yeah, there's one nurse who was a bit tight with the sugar. But yeah, so, but yeah, he's all good. Yeah, he's all good. And like I said, I'm so thankful and grateful that he's still here. You know, just, oh yeah, I'm so happy, really extremely happy. I love him so much, I really do. I'd be lost without him. I really would. He's my soulmate, my best friend. So happy tears, don't panic. Anyway, right, okay. Also want to say, before I go, a thank you to the Slim Wing group for their support as well. They've been brilliant. If you want to join our Slim Wing group, I'll leave a link in the description below to that group. It's on Facebook. All you've got to do is answer 3 questions and you're in. Simple. It's not major questions, but you must answer those 3 questions. Yeah, it's just like health and safety and regulations and safeguarding. You know, it's a safeguarding situation, but it's fine. It's all right. We're all harmless, don't worry. Doesn't matter what journey you're on, we're all in this together. So anyway, yeah, but I want to say thank you to the Slim Win. They've been brilliant, they really have. So yeah, so anyway, I'm going to stop rambling, finally. Yeah, I know. Right, okay. I'm going to love you and leave you. Keep smiling. Stay positive. And please, please take care. Love you loads and see you soon. Bye for now.